Your child's brain is changing every day. The question is, are you stress wiring it for calm or chaos? Most parents think of stress as emotional, but chronic stress actually reshapes the wiring of a child's brain, especially those whose nervous systems, for whatever reason, already run on high alert. Who are those kids? Those are kids that have trauma. Those are kids that have neurodivergence, sensory processing, clinical diagnoses, or who live in chaotic homes with dysregulated parents. Let's talk about the science in plain English. First, we have to talk about neuroplasticity. The brain wires around what it experiences most often. Frequent stress creates stronger fear circuit. And that's where our amygdala, that's our emotional brain, really starts becoming overactive. It can literally see it on a brain map, which is a cool thing to see. To visually see it, it's not a cool thing to experience it. And then you get weaker control circuits. So amygdala starts becoming overactive, frontal lobes become underactive. Again, you can see this right on a brain map, but you don't need a brain map because you can see it in their behaviors. Our stress hormones and wiring get wonky. Cortisol and adrenaline start jacking up. They start saying, stay on guard. Something bad's going to happen. And when this message repeats and repeats and repeats, the brain stops turning off the alarm because it's like, well, something bad must be happening. And that's really a very chemical, hormonal thing that happens because of chronic stress. For parents, like you're starting to see your kids act differently. Everyday pressure, school demands, social tension, family chaos quietly conditions the brain to live in that survival mode. You can always change it. The brain is either going to learn safety or danger from whatever you're repeating. You get to choose what that is. Just so you know, if you have generational trauma, you can be the breaker of that. You don't have to participate in whatever is going on in your family of origin, especially you and your partner have these kids. This is one of the things I'm talking about all the time with my family that are in my group, soon to be app, who work with me one on one. Every meltdown and power struggle, every rushed morning, every friction is how the nervous system wires. And we can change that. So it starts expecting friction and starts acting like that. Well, we bring calm in, we don't have to do that. Compounded stressors, it layers, it builds up. By the evening, your kid who's having these quiet little stressors all day, whatever is going on for them, becomes full. And that's why one drop puts them over. Whatever. Maybe it's the bedtime routine. Maybe it's the morning. Maybe it's at school. And so it's not an overreaction. It's actually an overflow. And I think that's a real aha moment for a lot of parents because I am talking about a jacked up nervous system, but your kid's not doing this on purpose. Their nervous system really is overflowing and not in a good way. This is really too much for them. Let's go overstimulated and understimulated nervous systems. What are the signs that your kid's brain is in overdrive? Because equally, those two ways that it shows up really is very chaotic, causes problems. Overstimulation is easy, constant movement, you're seeing noise, big emotions, defiance, trouble sleeping, nighttime anxiety. They overreact. They're too quick to react. They're often in fight flight. Now, understimulated, you see a lot of freeze. You also see daydreamy, zoning out, sluggish, hard to motivate. You see the word lazy, forgetful, withdrawn, and they need extra stimulation just to feel alert. These are often teenagers that start drinking a lot of these energy drinks and caffeine and whatnot. So both are stress responses. They're just opposite sides of the same dysregulation spectrum. So many people are getting an ADD diagnosis. And is it really ADD? Because half the people who come to me with a brain map, it's not. And it's a nervous system in overdrive. And in fact, these are the same kids that do terrible on those psych meds that are stimulating. And you have to be so careful. What can parents do? First thing I'm going to tell you, regulate first. So before you teach, you talk, you got to calm your nervous system. And your regulation becomes their anchor, and you're going to have to help them regulate. Number 2, we're going to build micro resets into the day. So short, frequent, 2-minute or less nervous system breaks, stretching, breathing, butterfly tapping, humming. I'm going to start showing you some of these exercises. We got to get that stress cup. We got to take some of that stress out because other stressors are going to keep coming. We got to keep it in balance. Number 3, predictability is the safety of the nervous system. Routines tell the brain no surprises. And fewer surprises means less cortisol. And then that means better learning. And we have better learning, they can learn how to manage their stress. Number 4, we got to fuel the brain. We got to have sleep. We got to have hydration, magnesium, a lot of magnesium, the right foods, particularly protein and fat, which are really helpful for the nervous system. And this is what really helps the neurochemistry of the brain to counter this stress. Really important. And there's no shortcuts here. You got to do these things because we are living in an increasingly stressful world. And the same thing that we're saying for kids, you need to do this too. 5, we're going to co-regulate before correction and connection. Connection opens learning in the brain, and correction only works when the body feels safe. I mean, that's just what it is, people. I mean, that's the science. That's why I'm doing all this. That's why I'm going to train parents. I'm going to train professionals. I'm going to train organizations because we're moving into a nonstop state of dysregulation, and it's not so hard. We can counter it. I had a mom, Jess, and her son fell apart every afternoon, and she started to realize and listening to me that his cup was full by the time he came home. So she did 2 things. One, she added a decompression break, very short, when they got out of the car to start doing homework. So she did a little quiet snack. She had no devices and some deep pressure, a hug before they got started. And she did this for a long time. I mean, it helped. And then she added in the extra 30-minute before bedtime wind down time. Make sure go back and listen to that episode. And then within a week, she started to see the intensity and the duration of his freak out meltdowns started to come down. And then within a month, they were essentially gone. These things don't vanish overnight. And this was not him doing this willfully. This was his time to decompress. And she had to do a couple of things. She also, by the way, they were already clean eaters, so they were doing a lot of good things. It was just still the day to day of school was hard for him. I want you to think differently about stress, okay? Because we are bubble wrapping our kids. So stress isn't bad, it's feedback. And the goal isn't zero stress, it's actually teaching the brain, the nervous system, how to recover and giving your kids tools to make them resilient. And we can't avoid stress, but what we can do is make it where it doesn't destabilize us as parents and our kids. Here's what you're going to do. Your action step of the week is you're going to track your kids' stress cup. Know every drain, every refill, what helps, what hurts. Is it a noise? Is it a transition? Is it, oh, I gave them this snack? And then once you identify what those are, you're going to add a 2-minute reset, nervous system reset between stress points, and then see what happens. So stress builds brains for better or for worse. So when you teach regulation, you're not just calming your child today, you're actually setting them up to be regulated adults, and those same beautiful, calm cells get passed down to your grandbabies and your grandbabies' grandbabies. You get to make generational change, which is pretty cool. And these things work when you use them, and you can use them. So, for more brain based tools that lower stress and rewire your kid's nervous system to be calm, to be stress inoculated, I love that word. Subscribe to the Dysregulation Insider, drroseann.com/newsletter. I hope today was full of hope and inspiration for you to move your coolie and add in your 2-minute resets.
Want more insights and solutions? Well, subscribe to our Dysregulation Insider, and it will show up in your inbox every week.